Welcome to Fix It with Jeff. Today we're going to be working again on our 2001 Cadillac DeVille. A while back the catalytic converter was stolen, so now we're going to go ahead and basically put one in. I'll show you in a bit, but I did do a temporary setup in the meantime, so that way at least it wasn't loud. So now we're going to go ahead and attempt to bolt this one in. We're not going to weld, so we're going to attempt to bolt this in. I'll walk you through the process of how I do that. Stay tuned and enjoy the video. Okay, so this is what we did. We got our car raised up a little bit. This is what we did to bypass the catalytic converter for it right now. So we put a flex tube in there from up there. We also have to change the oxygen sensor, which should be right. Add a sensor right here. Yeah, it's right in there. I don't know if you can see it, but we got to change this sensor, and then there's another sensor up there. We're probably not going to change that sensor, but I know this sensor's broken, so we will change this sensor over here. We're going to go ahead and take off this. So we're going to leave a portion of that, and then we're going to size up our catalytic converter and see what we need to get. All right, so looking at getting the oxygen sensor off, seems like it's covered by this shroud and they're riveted in. So might have to drill out these rivets and maybe just a couple of them, I'm hoping, and then I could pry this down. This is probably where the plug is at. I don't know if you can see that right here. This is probably where the plug is at. So we need to get that off so we could get this oxygen sensor out. But we're gonna go ahead and attempt to drill these out. Pry it down a little bit because it is kind of loose on this side. So I think we could pry it down. Once we get this one and this one off, we can drill out that one and drill out that one so I get to the connector. Okay, so we got our rivets out, and now we can access our plug. There's a little lock on it, so just pull that out, pull out the little plug. The gray, push in. Lift this up a little bit, don't break it, pull it up. Okay, so we got our plug out. So now what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna go ahead and try to get this loosened out, and we'll go from there. All right, so this is our new oxygen sensor. Not 100% sure about this, if it'll fit, but we're gonna go ahead and attempt to put it in and let you know. Okay, so it fit in there, no problem. We got it tight. We're gonna go ahead and button up our hook up our connection back into here, tie this back up, and then figure out how we're gonna cut in the catalytic converter. The other oxygen sensor I think is okay for now. Once we get the car running, we'll run the scan on it and see what happens. All right, go to the next step. Okay, so we got our old exhaust off, or the makeshift piece that I put on there. Went to the store, we got some parts here, so we can try to make this all fit. So I got this unit from partsgeek.com. I think it was $169. This is a 3-inch pipe. So what we got is we're gonna get a 3-inch OD to OD connector. That slides right in here. Okay, so that slides in there. This is going to be our engine side. Eventually we're going to get this to go onto here so we can get that to our engine. Then what we got, might not need those parts. So we got this piece, which is a 3-inch inside diameter to a 2.5-inch outside diameter. And that piece slides right onto that. Now we could possibly try to fit this on there, but we got another piece here, 2.5 inside to 2.25 outside. And we're gonna put that on there like that. And then we're gonna put this up on our engine. So we're gonna see how that works out. And then I think we got the same thing on the other side. There is a piece still in there, right there. So we're gonna see how that fits. We'll come back. Okay, so we got our new Cadillac converter in. The only issue we're having is was not enough room to do what I needed to do. So with this one, we just slip fitted it over the exhaust pipe here. And I don't know if I did show you, but we did get our new oxygen sensor in. We hooked it up and strapped up that plate. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put some exhaust caulk basically inside this little crack here, and then wrap this with some exhaust tape. And then we got this tape that says it hardens like steel. With the heat. So we got this tape here, hardens like steel. So hopefully that gives us a good seal. But in addition, we're gonna go ahead and put some of this in the crack and see what we can do. Now the converter on, we're running it with some sealant around the joints, and we're installed this basically patch. As you can see, it's sealing it, so you run it for like 20 minutes, and I guess this is like a tar or something, but then it'll dry up. So it may smoke a little bit, but it was smoking really bad earlier. So I had to go and get some of this because the joint I have in there is kind of probably in bad shape. So I got this to help with that. So hopefully this seals it up, and we'll see what happens. I already cleared out our engine codes. Oh, but it came back on. So let's see what codes we're getting. O2 sensor. So it's the one that's basically hard to get to, so I got to figure out. It says circuit bank 2 sensor 1. It's got to be that top sensor. I didn't really want to have to change that one because it's going to be hard to get to, so we'll figure that out. So this sensor is connected right there, but it's down in there. So we got to figure out how to get to it because it's way down in there. It's going to be hard to get to. So I guess we got to try to tackle that. Okay, so we've been having trouble with oxygen sensors. I changed one sensor, which is would be bank 1 sensor 2, which is the one after the Cadillac converter. That one got changed. I did get an error on this one, but it's telling me, you know, I'm getting voltage to it. And now I just found out that, you know, I was reading on the stuff and it said, oh, there's no fuse. It comes from the PCM module. Well, if you look here, this is a 2001 Cadillac DeVille. This one, if you see on there, circuit 20, which is this one, says oxygen sensor. So if you see my oxygen sensor fuse here, well, lo and behold, it's blown. So we're going to go ahead and change that out, see if that works. We're also having, oh, we do have a spare 10 amp right here. So where are those at? Those says it's 48 over here. Oh, right there. These are our spare fuses, so we do have a spare one. So why don't we go ahead, change that out. This is a good one. We'll go ahead and put that in. And we'll see if this runs better, because that's the issue we've been having also, is that the way this is running has not been so great. Okay, so we got that fuse in. Go ahead, start it up. We're also having trouble with the turn signal bulbs. That's why this is all apart. Can't figure what's going on. Change the bulb and it's still not working. So that's why I opened up the fuse. I'm thinking maybe it's a fuse. So I got to find out which fuse. All right, so let's go ahead and start this up. I'm sure a check engine light won't go away, but let's see if it runs any better. Does not sound like it's misfiring. Alright, so what we're gonna do is go ahead, clear the codes. And these are all related to the sensor, so we're gonna go ahead and erase the codes one more time. See if this fixes our problem. I do have the ignition on. Okay. Okay, so we can go ahead and view our data again, see what's going on. I just don't like that voltage. I don't know if that's supposed to be the proper voltage for that bank 1 sensor 2. That would be the one after the Catalytic converter. Because the other ones are higher voltage. So I'm not sure. Okay, so we've had it running for a while. Usually I would have got the check engine lights by now. I think it's been about 20-30 minutes. I've been letting it run. We still don't have all our monitors ready. So hopefully with the week of driving we can get our monitors ready. We're going to try to get some of these ready today. There's some tricks that I heard about. So one is, you know, rev your engine up to 3,000 RPMs for about 3 minutes. I don't want to do that because I think there is a blown head gasket, and it just created a lot of smoke. So don't want to do that. The other method was get it on the highway, get it up to 55 for about 5 minutes, and then coast it back down to 20 miles an hour. That'll get these monitors up and running. So we got to get all these monitors running and see what's going on. But yeah, so there is a fuse for the oxygen sensor, at least on this particular vehicle. So make sure you check your fuses for oxygen sensors. It seems like everything is getting the proper voltage now. So if I go to my data stream here, I'll view all items. You know, last time I was getting a fault on the fuel system status. There's no fault now. That seems fine. I don't know if these numbers, what they're supposed to be. Honestly, I only know what the oxygen sensor voltage is supposed to be, which is like 0.4 up to 0.9. So it looks like, and then when I hit the gas, the bank 1 sensor 2 one, that one is the let's see, it'll get the proper voltage. But if I give it a little gas, see, the voltage kicks up. So I know that's responding. Now we just have to make sure we can get our monitors running. We could take this for the emissions and get the emissions passed on this one. So hope you enjoyed this video, and join me next time. Fix It with Jeff. Thank you.